Namaste and welcome to your weekly wellness tune-up. This week we're discussing the difference between inspiration and motivation. Motivation and inspiration are often used interchangeably. However, they come from different places and have unique qualities and unique roles in our life. Inspiration, in spirit, inspired. It comes from the inside out. It comes from source. That means within ourself, the source within ourself, the source in the universe. It's really this spark or a feeling or a vision that arises naturally within us. It doesn't come from logical or rational thinking. It's an effortless arising. It's light and expansive. It feels light and expansive. It's filling our body with energy when we're inspired. For an example, like a line from a poem can be inspiring, or a song, or even a verse in a song, or a flower blooming, or just sudden insight during meditation or in the middle of the night. The other day, these cardinals gave birth to their babies outside of our house, and they allowed us to be there while they were growing over a few days. And they waited until we were home to teach their babies to fly. And we got to spend a couple of hours with them watching these parents, these mother and father cardinal, teach their babies to fly. And now they live in the garden around us. It is amazing. That was so inspiring. The beauty of nature and the trust these parents had with us to be so close to their babies. And the effect that has is it's a pull. It pulls us forward. It motivates it. It's inspiring us to move forward with a sense of joy or meaning. On a soul level, it vibrates in our heart, in our consciousness, and aligns us with our deeper purpose. So inspiration is what comes from inside us, that comes from source. It doesn't have any meaning. It doesn't have any origin other than the source. Where motivation is often coming from the outside in. Often it's ego-driven, actually. We're motivated to achieve. We're motivated to attain an award or to be more successful. Our motivation often comes from thinking that if we do more, our value increases, our self-worth increases. It's these external goals, or even comes from deadlines or rewards, or really when it's not coming from a healthy place. I mean, none of those things are terribly healthy. It comes from the fear of consequences. We're motivated to go to church because we're afraid we're going to go to hell if we don't, right? This kind of external projections onto us. And it feels like the energy behind it is like it's a pushing or a striving for something that's actually not natural. It doesn't feel like a flow. It doesn't feel like a natural flow of consciousness. It feels like we're pushing against the norm, going upstream on a very strong current. One example of this is we may be motivated to lose weight before going to a party or a wedding or something like that. Or we're motivated to meet a sales quota or to prove something to someone. These are ego-driven motivations. And the effect is that it pushes us to act even when we're not feeling it in our heart. We're not feeling it in our bones, in our blood, in our vibrational pattern, but we do it anyway. For the most part, it's using our mental or willpower driven ego to do something. It may be useful for a short period of time, but it's not sustainable. It leads to stress. It leads to burnout. It leads to exhaustion. But there's times when it's absolutely necessary. Let's say we're sailing. Inspiration is the wind that's blowing the sails. It's the wind in the sails, so to speak. Motivation is rowing when there's no wind. We have a goal. We want to get somewhere. So we row when there's no wind. Both are valuable. Inspiration lights our fire. Motivation can keep it going when things are tough. However, it's not sustainable. It shouldn't be long-term. Ideally, they can work together. When we're inspired from within, then we're motivated to follow through. From an Ayurvedic viewpoint, inspiration is the sattva quality. It's the quality of clarity, lightness, our own truth, our own authenticity, and coming from our own harmony. And when we're inspired, we continue connecting to our higher self. The buddhi, the intuitive intelligence. It arises when the mind is clear, when the heart is clear, when the doshas are balanced, when the ojas, that vital essence, is flowing. It's like a natural blossoming. There's no force. It's just a flow state. It's in alignment. Like, here's a good example. After we eat a sattvic meal or we have a beautiful meditation, we feel called to write, to create, to help someone, right? So that's a sattvic kind of inspired existence or action. Motivation is rajas. That's the quality of activity, movement, desire. And motivation is driven by will, by ambition, or the need to maybe change something. And it can really be helpful. It can be helpful to get things done. But like I was saying, it leads to burnout if it's done all the time, or it leads to restlessness. Rajas can either lift us up or it can agitate us depending on our intention and the energy behind it. One of the primary motivations or an example is that we push ourselves to exercise or to do something because we think we should, even though the body is tired. We're not following the intuition in that case. And then yoga would tell us that satya, the inspiration comes from satya and Ishwari Pranidhan. That means living in alignment with our truth, and that inspires our flow of energy. The Ishwari Pranidhan, that's surrendering to divine guidance. It inspires us to live a life of natural unfoldment, inspires us to arise with silence, with stillness, and have more moments of deep presence. But when we're motivated by other things for ego-driven purposes, it very rarely leads to a peaceful and happy life. In closing, I wrote a poem about motivation and inspiration. Inspiration is the whisper of the soul, a breeze through the heart, a lightness that lifts you towards your dharma. It does not push, it pulls. From the quiet place where truth lives, where we surrender flowers into grace. Motivation is the fire of will, the heat of tapas, rising to meet resistance. It stokes the flame when the path feels steep, moving you forward when inspiration rests. Inspiration is clear, luminous, and divine. Motivation is fiery, striving, and alive. Both sacred, both needed. One flows, one fuels. Walk with both. Let your heart be inspired. Let your hands be motivated. Let your soul guide the way, and your fire carry you home. Until next week, walk in balance, fill your heart with love, express it in everything you do. Namaste.